Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for September 10th of 2025 is titled The Great Lacerta Nebula. So, what do we see here? Well, here we see an emission nebula, and it happens to be located in the direction of the constellation of the Lizard, Lacerta. And it is an example of an emission nebula, and we can see the red glow of hydrogen gas. So all that red glow is hydrogen scattered around this area. Now, gas, as we know, normally doesn't give off light. When we see things in our atmosphere, gases are clear. So gases we normally cannot see. However, when they are energized, when we put electricity through them, as we do in a neon tube, for example, then we can see the gas because we are energizing it and causing it to glow. Now, the same thing is happening here out in space. Essentially, that brightest star towards the center of the nebula, known as 10 Lacerta, is the star that is energizing this nebula. And it is a hot star emitting a lot of ultraviolet light. Ultraviolet light will then ionize the hydrogen gas. That means it's ripping the electron off, and as the electron recombines, then it gives off various wavelengths of light. A prominent one in the visible for hydrogen is red, and that gives the emission nebula its distinctive color. Now, while this is a very prominent nebula here, it's not necessarily an easy one to see. So it's a hard nebula to find because it's so large. This is about 3 degrees across, or 6 times the diameter of the full moon. That's really hard to see in most larger telescopes. A big telescope is going to not have that wide of a field of view. However, using things like binoculars can also be hard to see because it's so faint. It looks brighter here because this is a relatively long exposure, taking a detailed image and allowing us to collect more light than would otherwise be visible. And in fact, this image is a combination of images taken over 3 different nights last month and then digitally put together to really get a complete image and to be able to see all the detail. So if you tried to look at this nebula, you'd never be able to see this. The only way you can see this kind of detail in this or in most astronomical images is by making extended exposures. Looking at them through the telescope, you'll never see this. So here you might get to see a few of the brighter sections through a telescope, but not a lot of it, and you'd only see a small portion of it because of its relatively large size. And in fact, in terms of size, it is about the same angular size on the sky as the Andromeda Galaxy. So the Andromeda Galaxy is also about 3 degrees across on the sky, but again, the outer regions are relatively faint and not something you would see with your eyes. Normally, you're picking up just the brighter central core if you know where to look in the sky. So that was our picture of the day for September 10th of 2025. It was titled The Great Lacerta Nebula. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture. So until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.